Hi guys, so this is my 2017 KTM 350 EXC-F. This is kind of a recent purchase, got it at the end of last year, and the previous owner did some modifications to it, mostly aesthetic and protective equipment, but he also did, I guess, what is called like the stage 1, where he freed up the exhaust and opened up the air boot, which is great. So that's a pretty standard change that you make to these bikes because they're street legal and they're emissions legal, and so you can free up some extra power. The problem with doing that is that it also, it introduces so much air that it makes the bike run lean, and in some reports it runs very lean. And as you can maybe see or hear from this video, is absolutely at higher RPMs, backfiring and popping, and just not running particularly well, and it idles a little bit rough. So I went ahead and purchased an EJK Fuel Controller. There are other more expensive options, obviously, but for 250 bucks as opposed to like $800 for a Vortex ECU, this comes pre-programmed and is supposed to be out of the box ready for the airbox and exhaust modification. So I'm going to go ahead and install this, and then we will start the bike and see how it idles and whether or not I have the same backfiring issues. So here we go. Okay, so this isn't going to be much of an installation video because there's plenty already available online, but I figured I'd just sort of show you the setup for getting into it. Take the seat off, disconnect. If you have a battery powered bike, disconnect your battery or your negative lead, neutral lead. Remove the airbox cover and the air filter if you want to locate it where I am, which is going to be on the airbox cover. Remove the other side panel so that we can go bypass the airbox to get to the fuel injector, which is on the throttle body. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, you should be able to access the throttle body without much issue, which is right here, the fuel injector. Unplug that. In theory, this should all just plug in, and then start it up and kind of see how she goes. So I'm going to do that now, and then I will check back in and show you how it's all routed, and then we'll start it up. Okay, so I think I have it hooked up, and so I think I figured I'd show you just sort of how I routed it. Here's the controller, which I'm going to Velcro to the air filter cover, and if you can see here, I just went up through the airbox. And then up here, it's right here. This is the negative battery lead connected there, neutral. And then this wire simply fishes down into and past this kind of main harness. Goes around the other side, where it then comes out right here. If you can see here, this is the fuel injector. And the wires fit neatly away from anything that's hot or moving. I have one zip tie here. I'll probably add another one. But this was truly plug and play. You unplug the terminal here and you replace it over here. 2 connections and done. So I'm very pleasantly surprised by that, how easy that was. So I'm going to button everything back up, and then we will start the bike and see if it runs any better. All right, we're all hooked up. Lights indicate that it's on correctly. It's very simple. Only thing left to do is fire it up. Like I mentioned previously, it was idling rough, and then at high RPMs, like when the bike's warm, you get some really rough crackling, and then sometimes it'll actually sort of flame out. So yeah, let's fire it up and we'll see how it idles. Yeah, I mean, I'd say immediately idles perfectly or close to perfect. Doesn't have that low idle. It started right up, and I don't know if you could tell in the video, but when I rev it up on the way down in the RPM range, it isn't crackling super hard. So those all seem like positives. I obviously won't know until I ride it. So I'm going to head out this weekend for a ride. I'll take some video, and I guess I'll post that here, and you can see for yourself. So we're done.